Is the truth that you can't, or is the truth that you won't? A lot of the time, we put restrictions on ourselves for things that we may want to do by saying, well, I can't do that. I don't have control over whatever the thing is. Fill in the blank. We use these kind of statements every day, when the truth is we do have control over a lot of things, but the consequences are what we have to choose. So we say this when, well, I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to do this part of my job that I don't like. Not really. You can choose not to do it, but the consequences are that you may not have the money from your job. You may not have that particular job. You may not excel at whatever the thing is. Or maybe with a partner, a friend, whatever it is, where you say, well, I have to do this for them. I have to show up in this way. No, you are choosing to show up in that way, and you are choosing this because of the consequences that we do or don't want. So whenever we do this, when it relates to money, it's usually because of the money that we want on the other side of something, be that in our jobs or however else we are obtaining that. When this is with other people, we are often wanting their validation in some way. We are wanting to stay in this relationship for something that it gives us. And yet we are choosing our own actions. If you stop and start really thinking about all of the actions that you choose every day, and I mean down to little things. You choose to brush your teeth, you choose to get in the car and go to work, you choose to put on whatever clothes you did. You made all of these choices to get you to where you are at this specific moment. And when you start thinking about the power that you have in those choices, even the ones that we don't want to make, you start to have a little more ownership in where you are. And then that can give you that feeling of ownership as to where you're going. So sometimes when we feel powerless in these choices, and I don't have a choice for this, I have to do these things. If we step back and look at it as, actually, I have choices, now I'm going to weigh my consequences for this. This can be in the foods we eat. If you choose to stay out too late with friends, or go home, go to bed, and get the rest that you need. You have choices in all of these things. And yet, we give away so much of that with our language. So start looking at the language that you're using. Are you saying I can't? Maybe it's just that you won't. Start to really think about where you have choices, where you have ownership and power and authority in these places in your life that you've been giving away verbally, mentally, and start taking that back and clear out the language that you're using, clear out that noise so you can find your voice again.